and power. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Networking After Hours with your host, the Network Junkie. We're just gonna always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. Right? Let me make sure I'm gonna sit right here so I don't gotta keep on going. And maybe I should just sit right here. Bam, get that little sun kiss real quick. Hey everyone, it's your girl. I am so happy that you tuned in today to Networking After Hours. Right now, I am down for lunch. I was finally able to simmer down now, so I am eating. Well, just might as well say dinner, right? And today is Monday, so I said, what should we talk about today? I have a few different things I like to talk about, but before I go any further into story time, I would like for you to hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm back live, because I got some more things to share with you, and it's some amazing events that's coming up this month that I want to make sure that you get a chance to check out. So make sure that you hit that notification bell so you are notified when I am live again. And also, go ahead and like the video. And while you at it, go ahead and tag a couple people and tell them I'm live. We got some conversating to do. Look, I'm over here drooling. Tea time, y'all. Tea time. Okay, so I'm gonna go live on my other network as well. But before I do that, I just wanted to come on. Yeah, I'm gonna use a little of the sugar today. Want to give a shout out to my amazing sponsors before I go any further as well. Shout out to the Queen's Treasure Jewels. Y'all know this is my favorite pair of earrings. Also got my jewels over here. I'm kind of naked today on this one. Shout out to Uniquely Crystal. Also shout out to Still Got Frames. Shout out to Cleaning to the Tea. Third Design, nonprofit, our community arm, Origin Global. Who else? Guess what, guys? I'll be over at 88.1 really soon. Yes, yes. Shout out to the network group. Who else am I missing? King of Blame. Can I get some napkins? Delay Art, the Ribs and Soul Festival. Shout out to Junkie. Again, a shout out to you, the network group. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start this one, and I'm gonna actually go live on a couple networks, so you might hear me repeat myself. But guess what? We in it to win it, right? Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate you. Peace and love. I want to make sure that I'm adjusted really good. So I'll back that up a little bit. Hey y'all, I hope all is well. Happy Monday. I want to be able to sit back and y'all get all of me. Hey y'all, one second. I'm just adjusting myself. Yeah, now just adjusting. There you go. How are y'all doing today? What it do? Ooh, I'm live with it, y'all. I'm all the way live with it. I hope all is well. Ta-da! Yes, I'm actually live on YouTube. That's Da.Network Media Edition. You can go follow today. And I'm also live on Facebook, guys, at MSDANAJAY. And also I'm tagged in the post, which is the Network Junkie. You already know, Da.Network Junkie, JUNKIEY. Story time. Y'all see the captions, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. As I'm sitting down for dinner. After Hours Pod Talk. We're all having dinner. I had a few conversations earlier. And before I even go any farther, remember, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm back live. Because when I say August, the month of August is off the chain, y'all gotta stay connected. Y'all have to stay connected. There's so much going on for the month of August that I really want to make sure that you guys are notified. So make sure that you go over to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, make sure you subscribe, and also like the video while you're over there. I'm just saying, help a sister. Today is networking after hours. You say, dang, it's supposed to be networking after dark. After dark, after hours, it's the same thing, right? For those that are here and been following the podcast, it is over a year now. And we've been in beta mode doing a few different things, right? And then behind the scenes, what I've been doing is some tests here and there, right? Mm-hmm.
So when I checked cuisine on Google Maps, it didn't have Middle East. Check Mediterranean.
Y'all say what type of test? Some marketing tests. I've joined a couple online courses that's teaching me how to grow and monetize my networks. I know I've been talking all year about how do I get over 20,000, now been grown to almost 40,000 followers into one location. At least, I was thinking one location, but I've been told let's go ahead and spread it to at least 3 different locations. Because if one crash, you're gonna lose all your people. So I said, you know what, that makes sense, right? So I've learned how to, I'm learning still, but Instagram have been so grateful to me. Shout out to all the individuals that I have been collabing with over there. Y'all will be hearing more about their brands real soon as well. Anybody that had me on their podcast, shout out to you as well on Facebook, Instagram, podcasting, 88.1, wherever. Definitely shout out to y'all. I appreciate you guys for sharing your network along with me. Also, geez, it's a few things that's going to be taking place again in the month of August. So y'all want to make sure that y'all stay tuned because the 3 networks that I've chosen is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you're not following me on all 3 of them networks, shame on you because I'm going to be having shorts on each one of them. So you don't know when I'm going to be showing up. So you got to be there, hit the notification bells, tag a friend, tell them to come on over because we popping off a whole network, guys. Okay, y'all ready for this pause? It's been about almost 7 months. It's in the 8th month of the year already. Woo. 7 months have passed, right? What have taken place within them 7 months is what I'll be sharing. And it's been a journey, y'all. It's been a journey. And for those that was interested in learning life or hearing about an entrepreneur journey,
I wonder what.
it's a podcast for you. Oh yeah, and I love food. Entrepreneurs, grab your pens, your pads. You might even want to hit screen record because we about to get into it. But Facebook, I'm not going to hold you guys long because you're going to have to go over to YouTube and actually check out the full video today, networking after hours. If the shoe fits, you know the rest, right? If the shoe fits, you know the rest. I'm going to be sharing some of my journey. So I will not be including any names, but I will be giving some scenarios of things that are true. I might kind of move it around a little bit because I don't want anyone to get offended. But guess what? This is my story and I'm dreaming out loud while living the dream. So if you don't want no parts of it, don't bring it over here, okay? I am an open book. Yes, I am a social media personality, so I do share a lot of my experiences, especially with my business experience. Family also, tad bit, because it matters, right? And then also my community journey as well. So with me dreaming out loud while living a dream, y'all gotta be careful how you deal with me, because you just might be a podcast one day. I'm just saying. So today again, I'll be having some pillow talk. I'm gonna be sharing what's been going on with me and my brand for the last 7 months as I've been branding and learning how to grow and monetize my network. And then also I'm gonna give a little backstory about how I even got here. And I'll be sharing some, yes ma'am, I'll be sharing some personal tidbits as well, because you got to be transparent when it comes to your audience, because I do know that it's a few individuals that really feed off of what I be sharing on and down my timeline. So I appreciate the feedback that I get from individuals, because they come back and they say, well, Dana, when you shared this, I actually did some research and I found out this, or Miss Dana, when you were speaking on that, I was actually going through it at the time, so you helped me get past that moment. Or when I hit that block, I did not know what to do, but Miss Dana, because of you, is why I was able to press through. So these are the individuals that I'm excited, I'm honored, I'm grateful to be able to be before you today. Yes, yes, yes. And again, as I dream out loud, I live in a dream. Your host, the network junkie, gonna always keep y'all updated to the latest what's and what's happening right now is if the shoe fits, you know the rest. Pie talk. So if you want to get the rest of it, you gotta go over to YouTube, which is tagged in this post right here. Hey YouTube, I gotta get on remix. But yeah, go over to YouTube. I'm about to actually get ready to go on Instagram as well, and let them know to show up. I will actually. I think I'm gonna go over to Instagram, let them know to come on over here, and then I'll see y'all shortly. Again, Pillow Talk podcast. You want to know more about what that sound like? And y'all know me, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good show, y'all. So go ahead and get over there. I'm going to try to really keep it kind of short, because I don't want to drag it out, because I am eating dinner as well. So, again, hurry up. See you there. Peace. Hey. Okay, so I got to make sure that I get my folks over there, because again, I'm testing out the network, guys. I'm testing out the network to see, to check out the algorithm to see who actually hits on the links, how many clicks I can get, how many people is actually being notified when I'm live. Things in that nature. Oh, we're having dinner. And I hope you guys are taking care of your immune system. Hot tea, some lemons, ginger, nice little immune system booster. I went to the gym today as well, guys, so you go places where it's a lot of people, you want to make sure that you take care of your immune system, because it's a lot of stuff going on. So right now, I'm eating some lentil soup, which is also good for the immune system as well. Again, I went over to the gym, so I want to make sure that I'm good. Good soup. I'm gonna eat while it's hot, y'all. I'm give y'all enough time. Go grab y'all popcorn, your glass of tea, or wine if you prefer, because we're about to get into it. Make sure y'all get in the comments. And let me know where y'all watching from. We're currently in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to say. So, again, I'm out at a restaurant, so please excuse the interference in the background. Okay, let me go ahead and get into it. And y'all know I got notes, right? Yeah, I got notes.
shoes for walking, getting answers
Why
fast,
did I pick
socializing,
this for
and
story time today? First off, it's the first day of August. Happy
activities,
first.
no PT,
And
no
shout out to
nothing.
all
She
our
got the phone ring.
legacy holders that has lost their lives today, or I guess gained their wings, should I say.
Maybe. But she
And shout out to whoever birthday it is today. Shout out to you. Shout out to the network group for always showing up and showing out. They put their money where their support is. So shout out to all of our sponsors again. I would not be before you without you guys showing up and showing out. First announcement again is we will be going over to 88.1 to host a new podcast. Yes. So I am gonna be, and I'm gonna surprise you with my co-host. So we're going to be over again at 88.1. The reason why I'm going over to 88.1 is because it is on a radio line, excuse me. So I'm able to reach more following that way versus Facebook. I've been doing beta tests over here on my own for a couple of years, and then I went over to another network as well, and I noticed that Facebook is not always the best way to advertise if you want to go global, right? Facebook do go far, don't get me wrong, right? It really do go far, but it's so many guidelines and rules and regulations when it comes to the algorithm that it will not really push you that far if you are not following. I'm talking about each and every one of them guidelines at the same time. With that being said, if you had past posts that did not line up with the guidelines, even the updated guidelines, your page can be flagged and will somewhat not be able to reach as many people as you expect. The reason why I say somewhat is because I learned you can actually pay to get around that. So I've been learning a few different tricks. So currently, my project has been over, my biggest projects have been over on Instagram. I actually have multiple accounts. I have two business accounts, or actually three business accounts on Instagram. But two of them now have over 10,000 followers. And I was able to make one, I did one as a homework assignment. That one was done under 3 months. And the other one is one that I didn't had over a year. And I was able to make it was a personal one, and I was able to convert it over to a business professional page.
Let me hold off on Jason. Let me hold off on Stephanie. If we have Jason, that will be enough.
You already
What?
You guys doing okay? You guys need anything?
I thought you about to know.
With the knowledge that I have gained,
Everything's okay over here?
yes ma'am, with all the knowledge that I have gained, I was able to put together a blueprint for you guys, right? Because I know I'm just dreaming out loud while living a dream. This is where the pillow talk come in.
I want to have that couple over for dinner. We set up some kind of
Story time.
They come over and
Y'all ready?
he says, so what's for dinner tonight?
If the shoe fits,
Right.
you know the rest of the 5D version, right?
Oh, I'm like, period.
I had to first, before, okay, backstory. I did not come from media, background in media. Well, you can't really say that because before I got to Detroit, I did have background in media in Florida, actually. I was a backstage manager for a reality online show. Hold on, y'all. I told y'all I need to.
That is why we're supposed to have so much in common with. And it was a very long, painful evening. So we had a lot of college partners.
I need to get a friend fix up.
So,
Not a very type of deal. Who does she know?
respect.
Very what?
So, I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. I ventured off. I was married at a young age. I was actually 20. Yes, I was 20 when I got married. I was married for 7 years. I'm no longer married.
That was my first job out of
I ventured off to Kentucky. Learn how to make glasses. Learn how to be an entrepreneur. That's where that was my very first uh, real experience, should I say. Because when I was home, I would do little things like mow lawns, rake leaves, babysit, things like that. But when I became a little older, I was a candy lady. So, excuse me, food and candy and drinks, soft drinks and things. Then it grew to actually selling clothing. So I had a online store, and the online store grew, and I was just like, wow. I went from making like 30 something dollars here and there to making over 700 every week on sales. And that was fairly good for a house mom that really didn't put that much time into it. Literally just put up a post on Etsy. I had an Etsy store and just let the rest was history, right? So I got a little excited and was like, okay, well, this night it didn't sell within them days, the time that I set it up for. Let me see if I can just do a garage sale. So I had some things that I wanted to get rid of. So we ended up doing garage sales, and it ended up being a thing where I continued to kept doing yard sales. So I went from there teaching my youth, hey, I was a house mom, so I said, you know what, you could be a house mom and still work, so that was like a message for my young lady. Okay, I outgrew Kentucky, being a city girl. Being a city girl, Kentucky was not for me. I had another child. I got engaged. I decided it was time to go. Me and my fiance at the time, we talked about the possibility of leaving. We gave it about a year to see if financially things would be a little better for us to stay, or would it make sense for us to go and explore. Which, I was up for the explore. It was my suggestion. But I had to be respectful because, again, I was in a relationship. So we decided to go our separate ways. Excuse me. The reason why was timing was not great. It was like timing was not great. We didn't leave on the best of terms. But later on we were able to talk and move past whatever the disagreement was, which was he just really did not want to go. He did not have a lot of faith in himself to make it. Like, I won't even say make it. Like, he just did not. He feared leaving his home, the nest. And me, myself, I've already left the nest. So I was okay with the nest. So my ambition was a little different. So we went separate ways. That's when I got into the entertainment industry and in the fashion industry. So I was introduced to fashion shows. Actually, I had a tad bit of experience here in Detroit by actually being a model in a few shows in Detroit before I left in '07. Yeah, some time, y'all. It's been a minute.
Sarah, what do you call? Jana? Once in a while. Kara? Yeah, all kinds of
So,
I called him once or twice.
Everything's so good over here?
yes, ma'am. So, I started the journey
Aaron called me and then I talked to her.
as
When
when I moved to Florida as a backstage stylist. It's not too salad. It's everything. So I got that. Actually walked in. I'm talking about the same week I moved to Florida. I was on the red carpet at Jacksonville Fashion Week. That was
Hey, it's Jonathan, your nephew.
all in the hands of a client that I was working with and friend slash sister. I don't know where our relationship went, but to go a little deeper, I was there for her. She was in the fashion industry. She asked me to come down there. And I said, well, why not? You know, I'm going through some things here and I'm ready to, in Kentucky and I'm ready to explore. So I moved to Florida and I stayed in the actual hotel for a couple months with my family. We had the refrigerator, we had a stove, had 2 beds, and we had 2 other beds. I moved to Florida with a vehicle. Me, my children, in a vehicle, and whatever can fit inside of that car. I had 2 vehicles, so I got rid of one.
All we talk about is, oh, is he
And I drove the other one to Florida. So now I'm in Florida. First week, I'm on Jacksonville Fashion Week. And I say it was a dope experience. I was able to meet some stars, some fashion designers like Levi, Versace, Sephora. America's Next Top Model, she was there. I forgot her name. It was a French company. Oh, geez. But anyway, some dope experiences with meeting some amazing designers. Bobby Callie is one of
that's why I got my ski jacket a couple months ago. So I can wear the whole.
Jeez, there was a lot of people there. Y'all know I'm not good with names in real life. I'm just not that good with names. So that's why you don't ever hear me really dropping names on people that I've actually met. As far as A-list celebrities, B-list celebrities, C-list
So
celebrities.
all of her stuff, and like all her
Because
stuff.
I don't even remember any names genuinely, and I don't be wanting to murder them. So had a good time with the experience of Jacksonville Fashion Week. Shout out to Tiffany, Melissa.
Why didn't she just leave it all?
What? Miss K. Beautiful spirit.
You don't care. So
Sonya.
she took the U-Haul to your old apartment, loaded up your old apartment.
And then she went to
Did he get her
her.
bed? Did he get her bed? His bed?
What?
Did he get his bed?
You're welcome to
The
open
guy's
arms.
bed. What did he do with the bed? He probably just left it there.
I was actually, just
What do you mean?
honored to be able to be in that type of space that quickly if me just stepping on the ground, right? So I'm there. Obviously, I'm a team player, so I'm everywhere. Whatever they needed me, I was there. So they were like, "Ooh, who is you? Where you come from?" I let them know Detroit. I was here for my, friend. I didn't say friend because I wanted to keep everything professional, so I was say my client. And that was my main priority. So for like the whole year, definitely the whole year, but I would say a little longer than that. I wouldn't work with anyone if it got in the way of working with her because I was originally down there to help her grow her brand. We didn't know what that looked like. 2 Detroit girls from the hood, we're just trying to figure out what to do, what we need to do, and how to do it. So that's where I came in. I became a networker. I had to find out where's the events we need to go to. How do I get her in a magazine? How do I get her swabs seen by professionals? How do we get on a runway? She was doing the same thing, so we were putting our heads together. And we've been all over to Miami Fashion Week. We had some balls. We met a few different other individuals, and everything was good, right? So I ended up meeting, fast forward, I ended up meeting another young lady that was doing a reality show online, and she has a name for writing. She actually had some of her writings sent to Oprah. They used to call her Baby Oprah. We didn't have the best of relationships ending it as well. I think it was, I don't know, I'm just not going in there. That's another story time. Um, but we went our separate ways. Say that I left a lot of my stuff there. I just left. It got violent. It definitely got violent. Not with her, but she caused violence to happen by making a call. That was unnecessary, but because God is good, it did not go in her favor because I am who I am. So even when others have me try to show up in a different light, it's not going to happen because God is good, right? So anywho, I left Florida. I left that location. Had an experience still in St. Augustine. Very racist down there. It was very, very racist down there. But after hours, networking after hours, right? So she made a couple calls. The call went through. What happened happened. I went to go confront because I was so baffled. I was baffled because again, this was a Christian woman. I just didn't expect it, I'll say that. Fast forward, I had some amazing opportunities. I got to work at Fifth Saks as I was a sales associate. I forgot what else they used to call it. But anywho, I got to create some of the little areas. You know, when y'all come and y'all see the decorated areas where it's themed for the children and it's themed for the different holidays, the purses, the cologne. So sometimes I would get an opportunity to, adjust the apparel. So that was very fun. I got to learn how to manage inventory, how to drop ship, how to actually do a corporate type of. Damn it, I can't remember the names of none of this. I think it was, when the corporates would come in and check all the lost, stolen, damaged, all of that. The annual, I think they had to do it 2 times a year. It was every 6 months here. They'll come in and just check for everything. So I learned how to do that. A lot of tedious paperwork, right? Different manufacturers, different codes. Gotta make sure your dates is correct, your numbers is correct. And we always got bonuses. We have fine stuff too. We have to go in. Stuff will be in the wrong place. And, yeah. I enjoyed that job. I got that job based off just being from Detroit. The store manager was from Detroit, and when he found out I was from Detroit, he seen my energy, he seen my work ethics, he seen my drive, my ambition. He was like, hire her wherever she want to go. So that was a blessing. I learned a lot there. Shout out to the team over there. More blue, what's that? Fifth Saks. I used to have Mercedes, Benz. I was a part of Day Fashion events. It was events with the colleges all the time. It was just a dope vibe, a dope vibe. I did with a dabble in photography as well. I got to meet a lot of models. and I was able to help with portfolios. Excuse me, I was able to help book gigs. Shout out to the nightlife. What was that? Club Oasis, Pure, and that one little spot. But yeah, they used to do crab pulls there every week. And when I say a crab pull, they have a whole table full of free crabs, sausage, shrimps, potatoes, all of that, right? Just all of a sudden, just come up and get it. And then get a bowl as well. So that used to be cool. We used to do that once a week. That's an amazing peoples that I'm still in contact with. It was hot, very hot there. My son had asthma, so it was not that great for him. At that time, I had 4 children. And I was there, and I had my mom with me from Kentucky and my brother also from Kentucky. So we all was together for a while, and then they got their own, we got our own again, and voila. I was making some really good money when I was down there for the most part with clients, doing things like makeup, hair. I would sometimes set up people actual events, so I would coordinate their events, but like I guess you would call it like a ghostwriter. I'll write it up for them, and then they'll either add or take away, but then they'll put their name on it, but I got paid for it. Like I say, I was able to work a few different side-eye jobs. And then in the meantime, I was still working with my number one client. Conflict of interest because, well, she said it was conflict of interest. I was working with Miami Fashion Week, which is the individual that she introduced me to, but I was working as her assistant. Ended up working with the other young lady, like I was sharing, that they call Baby Oprah. It became a conflict of interest, even though one was paying, one wasn't, and some work was not getting paid. I'm just learning the game, right? I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, excuse my language, but I knew I wanted to be of assistance. So, the young lady that was in Miami wanted to hear because she seen my Facebook, so people was paying attention to me. So this is when I come into the media aspect because I started a Facebook page to keep in contact with my family over in Detroit. So they were seeing a lot of what I was being a part of. So also everyone else was. So again, this young lady seen that I was a part of another event outside of the client, the number one client I was telling her about. So she actually asked me about that other event and how she can donate and what can she do to help out. And I shared, well, we're going to have a winner. We had a contest going on, then America's Next Top Model. It wasn't America's Next Top Model. I think it was Who's Knocking Next Top Model, something like that. And Who's Knocking Entertainment is what was it. And what it was
everyone's looking at me.
they were looking to see who was going to be the next Florida model. So we had people come over from Florida. Actually, we had people come over from all over. It started off as a Florida thing, but we had a lot of individuals from Atlanta that was chiming in as well. So people were flying in and from the outskirts of Florida to participate. And so I was the backstage manager. I was a coach. I would help out with getting them to learn how to walk in their set, making sure their pictures was nice and soft, not too hard, making sure that they got to get filmed tonight as well. And then picking out the best ones that would win certain competitions. We were coming up with different competitions for them to do so they can win points to be able to see who was the next top winner, right? They had to sell tickets. They had to have people come out to their shows. So it was teaching them all around the board of being a model and what that looks like. On down to etiquette in class. So, and as we were doing that, we wanted to give them a nice reward. So we had a list of things that the winner was going to get. So when she asked what can she do, and by her being the CEO of Miami Fashion, which was really big, I said, well, how about could we get the winner to be announced there and have her be able to walk out and represent if she, like if she made it, because Miami is a big company, right? So, and it's a big thing to put on your resume. So she said, sure. That was the conflict of interest. Pillow talk, right? If the shoe fits, put it on. Cool. Dreaming out loud while living a dream, right? So I apologize if that was. I did not intend. I was. She called me. I didn't know. So I can see why she's upset. I guess.
What?
That's for.
She's living with somebody?
Stop in Atlanta. Before coming back here to Detroit. Came back to Detroit to an unfamiliar place. Very unfamiliar. No one really knew who I was, where I come from, so I had to reintroduce myself to the city. In doing so, I met a lot of individuals.
In about 5 minutes,
I found this one location that was just, I fell in love with, and that was Nandi's Knowledge Cafe. I absolutely fell in love with that space. There was so much history. It was so black. It was so me. It was so family. You know, so I said, I need to continue to come here and find out who's who. I think this is the perfect space to find out. And it was. It still is. Go look her up. 71 open. Nandi's Knowledge Cafe. Salute. So they did poetry there. They used to do these meetings. I remember it was New Era Detroit. One day I was there and I heard, I think I seen it on Facebook or something. They were having a meeting up there. I'm like, oh, that's my new spot. I want to go. So I brought my sister along with me. And no, actually, I went with another individual. He introduced me to it. And like I said, it was New Era Detroit. I'm coming from Florida. I had 2 older sons, and I'm like, my sons need to have some male figures in their life. You know, coming from me, bouncing them around from state to state, the shoe fit, wear it. I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. I didn't know that I was doing too much. I did not know. Excuse me. I was just trying to give my children the best life. So in doing so, nope, I'm all good. I can take some more water though.
More water?
Yes.
Just let me know when you're ready for the bill.
Okay. Yep, I can get that too. So, I'm like, I need some guidance from my babes, right? I need them to be able to grow, to be some respectable young men. So I need some role models, right? So I reached out to Carl. Thank you. And there's that for you. And he answered the call. Still grateful to this day. And introduced me to New Era Detroit. I went to a meeting and I was just like, oh, let me sit up. They talking about some real up in here. So again, introduction to community, family, and community. So I seen the love, I seen the vibe and everything. Try to get my feet wet and see, where did I fit in. So I didn't want to jump at the first opportunity to join something. So I did. I did grab an application, but I was like, I'm not about to, just jump. So I came across a couple other parties, women empowerment groups and things like that. And I noticed that a lot of people knew each other. And in that, that's when stuff was starting to get a little messy. Pillow talk. With the shoe fit. So, let me see. I got to learn about how high school a lot of stuff still is. The disconnect and community has a lot to do with ego, and lust. Um, and as hard as a lot of innocence that really yearn for the unity, a lot of us was being exploited because of the vulnerability of not really knowing certain things and not knowing how it's supposed to look or how it's supposed to feel. We just know that we wanted to be a part of something. So people took advantage of a lot of us. I had to learn how to not get taken advantage of because, again, I'm an aggressive person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Taurus woman. I can't be considered aggressive in my approach sometimes, but it's a lot of passion for the most part. But again, I did not want to come off that hard, so I came off very passive, very soft, and pleasing. And in doing so, a few individuals would take my
Hey, ma'am, I had to manually enter it. What's the zip code for it?
48238.
For it.
So it's like that experience kind of rubbed me wrong and caused me to move in a different direction. And I started to focus on building my own community project or community or group. How I started a nonprofit. I went over to Debo, and Sherfield, and he helped me put my nonprofit together. I went through a course with another young lady that was assisting me at the time. I had her as my assistant, and that was Miss Tristan. And she came over, and we started working together. And I said, you know what? We had a long talk, and I said, we can do this. We can do this. She was going through some things within her growth and everything, and community and business, all that good stuff. And I was too. So we got together and said, you know what? Let's be part of the change. Let's start our own to give back. So we did. So we both started nonprofits. And in doing so, we have been, this is 5 years now. Actually, yeah, dang, it's 5 years now. I want to say really 6 years because the first year we were studying and we was learning the actual nonprofit process. And the next year, that's when we started actually putting on events. And so, shout out to from Mr. Queen, shout out to Third Design Nonprofit. And from there, we went through a lot of trials and errors. I had to learn about the donations. I had to learn about how much time it took. I had to learn about how to put a team together and keep them interested in record, make sure the notes is lining up, make sure dates is there, make sure the paperwork is precise and to the
Okay,
T.
the one with the mark on it's for us. The one without it is for you.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, so it was like one thing after another. Still having a good time with community and building and things like that. Oh, I feel lightheaded, y'all. Okay, excuse me. I've been having some health issues, guys. When it comes to blood, I have papillary artery disease, which have traveling blood clots. And sometimes my knees down to my ankles, well, down to my toes, swell up, tingles, So I can't sit for too long, can't stand for too long, can't um, sit or stand for too long for the most part. Um, and I must elevate when my feet are swollen. And right now my feet is swollen, so I actually been to the gym, like I said, but I got on a massage chair, so I'll probably go back there again, get a little more of that action to get that flow of my blood going. Pillow talk, the shoe fits weird, right? That actually brings me to some more pillow talk. That is one of the things that hurts my feelings the most, I think. I won't even say the most, but it hurts my feeling that I'm not able to do a lot of the activities that I used to can do due to that setback. But I don't see it there forever because when I say I've been healing through this, I've been healing through this, guys. And it's been a journey. And I don't complain because it can be worse. It's people that is bedridden off of this. So most people don't even live that long. So again, it's about 5 years almost since I've been diagnosed with it myself. And I'm still learning. I don't take any of the medicine no more. My medicines is natural herbs. But again, I do not suggest anyone do that. Definitely go talk to your doctor. And that way you can know what's going on so you can know how to target whatever's going on in your body. So again, that's why I'm eating my salad. That's why I have my tea. That's why I have my lentil soup. And my lemons off on the side as well. Anywho, rewind. So now we're back home in Detroit. We're back here. Community leaders, a few of them, not all, explored it a little bit. All lessons for me. I don't take back anything that I've been through. All the experiences had to happen in order to bring me here today, so do not take back anything. I'm actually glad that Faceless was seen because I would have been naive to have certain people around that was not actually for what they said they were for, or just not for me or my brand. When I say that, I have a habit of jumping onto somebody else's pet bandwagon to help them because of the lack of support that they have, and I like to believe in what people got going on, especially if it's something passionate that I'm passionate about. Excuse me. So if I'm passionate about something and you need some assistance, and I feel like I can be that assistance, you got me. You know, I was always the yes, all right, what you need, and literally I was not getting any sleep, so that affected my health even more. In a couple years of time, I passed out, bust my head 2 times. I was hospitalized 3 times. Every time I was hospitalized, I was in there for at least 3 days to a week. One time I was in there for over 2 weeks, and I pretty much was about to get ready to take the hospital off the map if I could not make it for my baby's girl's birthday. I did not care what was going on. I'm going to be at my baby's birthday. So I fought and I fought and I fought. And guess what? The day of her birthday, I was out of the hospital. Anywho, that took a toll on my mental. Being diagnosed with that, I was not the same person anymore. I'm not the same person anymore. It affected my mental, it affected my health, it affected my lifestyle. So hence now I'm at home a lot. Now the pandemic hits a few years later and we're trapped in the house. So I'm not the only one in the house. So I took that time as I was still networking, trying to find out who's doing what in the city, and I'm sharing different experiences on what I call is Networking Monday, which is still going strong. Shout out to y'all. And on Networking Mondays, what I do is I just communicate with as many people as I can I will add people that I don't know, complete strangers, but I see we might have mutual friends, or I can see that you like the post that I posted or shared, or someone within my network posted or shared. Um, and I checked out your page. Yes, I will go check out your page. And if you got a business, if you're part of a community, um, if you got a brand, something in that nature, I will befriend you. I'm not offended if you don't, because some people be like, "Who sent you?" Excuse me, and I would just be like, "It was such a lady." I'll be like, "Hey, just network junkie, how are you?" I'm just here, building, trying to find out what you got going on. So anywho, I built a nice following that way. So I got to know some individuals, got to build with some individuals online. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna have fun with this online stuff. So I started seeing that people were going through some mental things, being locked in the house, having to find out who your family is and who you thought your family was. It's not. You had to go through the reintroducing yourself to you first because you didn't even know how much you had to fix. So the pandemic really had individuals turn the finger from pointing that way and realizing that it's three more pointing back at you. And you're like, okay, before I can throw the first rock, let me get myself together, which we would not ever, nobody would ever be all the way together, okay? That's first. That's first.
Hey, he's good. How are you guys?
Yeah, so, so, what happened from there is I got myself mentally as good as I could. Lost a lot of people. That was hard, right? That was hard. Lost quite a few people. And in losing them individuals, I felt like I was reborn in their spirit because a few of them individuals was people that had a really big impact in my life growing up, and hearing their words even today as I'm sitting here speaking on them, like I'm gonna do the work. So I'm gonna do the work the best way I can. Not saying that my way is gonna be the best way. I'm gonna continue to keep trying, trial and error until I get it right. And I'm not afraid to have a trial or an error right in front of the people. Like I'm very transparent in my delivery as I dream out loud while living the dream. I share as much as I can, but without over speaking or putting my foot in my mouth sometimes. Because I did notice I would speak so quick sometimes because I would love to do a lot of things, but I wasn't able to for whatever reason. Um, a lot of the time it was because my health wouldn't allow me to do as much. So I would try to jam and cram as much as I could into a day because I knew a couple days later I'm not going to be feeling the hottest. So I didn't want to seem like a half-assed person, but some of my work was coming off as half-assed because I literally wasn't able to complete the assignment in the time frame that I wanted to. But I always got it done, though. I always pulled through. God always pulled through somehow, because whatever I couldn't do, I would have somebody else show up for me. So again, the power of network. I didn't give up just because physically I might have couldn't do things. I was figuring things out, and for those that's been there, y'all seen that if I couldn't show up, I was sending somebody that was just as good. So again, that's how I became known as the network junkie as well. Like call her because she gonna figure it out. I done seen her work before. I done seen her move, behind the scenes. So again, birth the network junkie. I get high off of connecting individuals together, making business make sense, giving tidbits, and I'm loving on the people at the same time. So during the pandemic, I had a number of different networks I started. I was doing radio on Podbean, on Anchor. I was
doing live me, so I was learning how to be a presence online, um, which is a whole other experience. I come from some corporate um, background, and in knowing that I do overstand some spaces, you can't just say what you want to say. You don't really have the freedom of speech as you think you really would, especially when you're making more money. Um, so with overstanding that, as I was dreaming out loud while living a dream, I was allowing that mindset and individuals because I still had a nice following, of corporate individuals down my timeline. So it was certain things I would kind of cap. I would kind of be very um, sensitive or eggshelly, but it was taken away from me. And when I say that, I wasn't trying to necessarily reach corporate individuals in some of my podcasts and some of my yes. Nope, I'm all good. Actually, I just need this the soup in a bowl possible.
Yeah, no
Or
problem.
can I
You want
get
me to put it in there for you? And I'll add some more in there.
that would be awesome.
Ooh, yay.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I took the check back. Yeah, so and and being the image that I thought the people wanted to see, I didn't really like doing it anymore. Because again, when I was behind closed doors and it was just me and a camera, I was having a ball. I had a really good time at doing my TikToks and doing my videos and doing my skits, and allowing you guys to come into my household and see how me and my family interact. I had pleasure in doing so. And then after the pandemic and we're back outside, individuals like, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't move like that, you should do this, but be authentic, but don't do this, don't do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Be authentic though, be yourself. And I just was like, you know what, y'all keep this. I don't, pineapples. I'm just gonna do my own thing. Y'all ain't got to come look at it. Turn your heads, don't look. And when I learned how to overstand both sides, first off, they're not being polished and being clean is not a bad idea. It's actually, a good idea. I will recommend it. Just be tasteful in whatever you do. Know that it may be feedback that comes back. Appreciate you. Understand that a lot of folks will not like your delivery in every message. You're gonna have pros and cons in everything that you say. Your family's not gonna be your number one supporter. You may have a couple here and there, but a lot of people are gonna see you from who they are used to versus who you are now. It's always gonna be some he say, she say. Even though it's always been he say, she say, but now because you are a brand or because you are highlighting yourself to be not necessarily a role model, but a public figure in a way, because if you are a media personality of any sort, you are still considered a public figure. Why? Because you are an influencer. You influence individuals. So when you get a platform and you are able to do that, you have to be careful on the direction that you send people. So some people don't care and they just act however they choose. But again, the following still comes. The media is not broken. We are. But we have to understand being a part of the media matrix. You got to choose how you would like to show up in it. Myself, I love being creative with it. I'm reaching after some of the younger audience. I'm not necessarily trying to get the corporate or the school books, the guys and the girls that's like intellectual and know every damn thing. Y'all know everything. I don't have anything for y'all. Y'all know everything, right? But you'll be surprised on how many of them contact me as well. Because they relate, but they can't say certain things. That's some of the reason why I came up with Get It Off Your Chest Wednesday, because they was like, dang, you be going, you be on it. Like, oh my God, I be cracking up, I be listening to you, And I be like, dang, why you won't say that? They was like, girl, I can't put nothing up on there. They'll be looking at me, like, my people watching me, So anywho, that encouraged me to speak up even more because I didn't know so many people was actually watching. I got inclined donations. Sometimes people would send me $200, just keep up the good works. $50 here, lunch, So sometimes individuals will be like, uh, congratulations. I'm just proud to see that you showing up consistently because that was a thing as well, because consistency is key. So as I pressed through, and throughout all of this, I'm telling you, I still had personal issues. I didn't know if I wanted to be in a relationship. I didn't know if I wanted to be single. I didn't know if I wanted to be poly. I did not know if I was a good mom. I didn't know if I was pushing too hard. I didn't know if I was a good sister, a good friend. I was just beating myself up because I couldn't give people the time that they were looking for. Everybody was pulling me in different directions. I wanted to be able to accommodate everybody. I wasn't able to, so I shut down and I was like, you know what? I'm away from everyone because I don't know who really got my back, who's here just because they're trying to get the remnant of whatever that they comes off of me, or who's there genuinely, or is this person just trying to, pick with my brain, or is this person trying to pick my asshole, like, so I was going through some mental things on top of losing person after person after person after person in my life, and then having to show up for other individuals that was losing, family members and friends, and I'm having to be their strength, and oh my gosh, that took so much out of me that I had to set back for a good year, pretty much, and regroup. In the meantime, while making it look good, making it look easy, because again, a lot of behind the scenes, even though I was in the home, I was doing a lot of work, as y'all can see. But y'all really haven't seen much. I still got a lot that I'm going to be bringing out. But I had to learn how to grow and monetize, my media to make it make sense because followers to me means coins. It means opportunity to sell or to present or guide um, my audience by having the table to be able to spread, right, to be able to share with everyone tidbits of how to grow your business, how to make sales, how to press through, the motivation, the templates that I was not shown. So I've created templates, I have created blueprints, and this is over 13 years of information. It's not just my Detroit experience. It's from Detroit all over, and I had so many opportunities. And shout out to Miss Tyson's, Dr. Tyson as well. I love the concept where she let me know, you know, I have a cup. I have a cup. My cup is filled at the moment, right? So my cup is filled. So what's happening as I grow? I'm still being poured into because I'm still learning. I'm still growing. As I'm being filled, the saucer is catching the overflow. So that's what my network is catching the overflow as I learn, as I dream out loud while living a dream. So in doing so, I understand sometimes people got to stir the pot, you know. And as you stir in the pot, it does nothing but make it that much better because you stirring gets that process, gets the flow happening to be able to spill over. So applying pressure, sometimes in doing work, you can't just look at it as you're doing all of the work. You have to understand those that's around you that's contributing, even in your lessons. I won't say I lost a lot of friends, but people that were supposed to have been there is not there anymore. And I'm not upset about it. Everybody has an expiration date in my book, including loved ones. You have to make sure that you don't allow anyone to take your pen and start to write your story. Everybody has a story, everybody has a background, right? And the backgrounds that people don't like is their own. Individuals love to point fingers. A lot of people look at me as being stubborn, big mouth, and mostly I'm just talking about mainly family and friends, people that actually know me. The reason why I'm stubborn because I'm stubborn. In a lot of ways, I can be stubborn. I'm not going to hold you up. Not necessarily purposely. It's just my trait. But that don't mean I'm not able to work with I'll just say I am spoiled and I do like my way. As a tourist, I always feel like my way is the best way. Why? Because it's the best way. Did you not hear me? Um, but I am open. You have to be careful on how you talk to me, and I'm very careful on how I talk to others for the most part. If you give me wrong, crazy energy, I know how to match. I definitely know how to match the energy. People don't like when I match the energy because when I match it, it's because I'm fed up. For real, because who goes around? I don't have to match. I don't have to really do that. I'm at the point, if I have to match my energy with your energy, it's because your energy keeps showing up and it's not accepted. Um, I have a very zero tolerance almost to certain shit, only because my health get affected. If you come over trying to disturb my peace that I've worked so hard to get, because I was never always this damn peaceful. People take my kindness and my smiles and my generosity for weakness because I am a family person. I love people, so you can literally have the shirt off my back, and I teach my youth the same thing. So we are very welcoming, and when we welcome people in, sometimes people get too comfortable and think, oh, they're a little soft. Then when I got to show them the other side, they be like, this girl is freaking nuts. Yes, yes, I never denied it. I never denied and said that I had all my marbles together. I never said that I was perfect. I never said that I can't be a muck sometime to deal with. But you gotta be able to love all of me like I love all of you if you're gonna be in my life. Like, and that's not just about companionship, that goes with family as well. Not everybody has everything together, nobody does. You know, but instead of just pointing out the imperfections, what are you doing to try to help that person? If you see a person carrying a lot of fucking weight, excuse my language, why throw something else on them? How about just trying to grab something? But people, that's too much right. And that's where I get offended because I will run to go try to grab some of your bags. And I just didn't understand why others wouldn't. And that's another trait of a tourist. We we expect other people to move as we move or think the way that we think, and that's not necessarily how it works. And I have been guilty of that plenty of times, even as of late. I expect, yes, ma'am. I expect people to, just move in a certain way, and it necessarily don't work out like that because I figure if I'm gonna give my all, or if I'm gonna give my son, as far as my time to an individual, I do expect a certain type of respect. Hence, I'll go back to another situation. I was dating an individual and a few individuals, yeah, I know me. And one individual I found out was talking behind my back. Got upset because I had someone else around, and I let him know that I needed, explore that. And as I was exploring it, just still being, a good friend, and it didn't work out like I expected. I found out a lot of things that this person still don't know that I know. Um, and the person I know is like missing the heck out of me because, again, I matched your energy, but I didn't go back and backbite or anything. I just pulled my energy away. Um, Sometimes you have to allow a person to go through whatever they're going through, not necessarily your fault or something you did wrong. You gotta let a person grow. So that's what I was doing. I backed up to let that person grow and also grow on my end as well, because normally what I'll do is just fuss, fight, and do a lot of other stuff. Now, I did fuss. I fussed, but I didn't fight as hard. I just let it be. Another situation, a fella that just really he thought he knew who I was, but I think he was more so infatuated with the ideal of me, and then found out I really am who I am. And now wants to play certain, um, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, it's just not it. Sometimes you have to just enjoy the ride. And in enjoying the ride, you don't know what necessarily that's going to look like. So you might want to strap up a little bit because sometimes there's some bumpy rides along the way. So me being me, I'm an open book. Um, I don't really see myself dating an American man only because American men from my experience, and I've been around a lot of different backgrounds, class, all of that, right? People that done came from money, people that done came from nothing, you know, corporate, even religion, individuals that's stuck on that. Like, I've talked to a lot of different individuals. Long story short, a lot of what I've been seeing is the setup, the mental setup, um, the systematic setup when it comes to black family. Is so freaking real that I don't even think I can fight it no more. And that takes a lot for me to even say because black family is all I dream of, right? But to be disrespected so many times and me having to fight my black man, I gotta fight my black man more than I gotta fight my black woman. And that's crazy because us women, it's cat fights, right? Not literally like, yeah, but you know, it's an ego type of thing, I guess. I don't know because I love my sister. I feel like we can all team up and make some shit happen for real, but not a lot of us want to do that. We get too intimidated by one another. Your tits bigger than mine. You might take my man, or you might be smarter than me. You look smaller than me, or you look thicker than me. You know, you're light skinned or you're dark. All that shit is crazy. I can't stand when people like it's a light skin, dark skin thing. No, the fuck is it's a woman thing. What is wrong with y'all? I don't see a colorism myself. I don't care if I walk in a room full of a whole bunch of yellow girls. I'm not gonna feel not ashamed. I don't care if every man in that room did not pick me to go out on a date because I'm dark skinned. Guess what? The one that picks me gonna be like, "Oof, y'all missed out. This was the prize right here." You know, because it's not about looks to me. It's not about the size. It's not about how big your ass is, how snatched your waist is. It's not about how long your hair is. It's about what's on the inside to me. That's what matters to me. So I'm a humble, I don't old-fashioned type of a female, I guess. I don't, none of that stuff intimidates me again because I know who I am. I know my worth. So when you know your worth, you don't really get intimidated easy. So again, the women I don't have a problem with, even though some of them might have problems with me for whatever reasons. Men is the ones that I've been coming up against. Men in power, um, and I say that because I just be asking a lot of questions, y'all. I be asking a lot of questions when it comes to my men and what they're looking for. And every time they always say this perfect little packet, right? And then I'll follow up and be like, but what are you offering? Okay, if you was to find this young lady, what would you be able to offer to her? How would you be able to keep her happy? Right? A lot of the time, well, I'm gonna financially take care. She ain't gotta worry about no bills. Nothing like. A woman don't have to necessarily worry about bills now. You know, and those that do, just probably just need a little more work, a little more coaching. They can figure it out. But again, helpmate, right? I get it. Okay, so you are a provider. What else? Well, what you mean, what else? What else do you have to offer? Because men just feel like providing is just key. Just because you go to work and pay bills is taking care of a family. But baby, that's not it. That is not it. Because a lot of the times right now, the black family is two incomes. It takes two incomes to have a family and live comfortably. So if all you got to offer is some financial and some dick, but you want her to cook, you want her to clean, you want her to take care of the kids, you want her to know sports, you want her to stay in her lane, you want her to suck a mean dick, you want her to do this, you want her to do that, but all you have is some financial backing to offer her and some good. I'll just leave that there. Like, and then these men say, well, women got too much mouth. They don't know how to, be quiet, or they too strong, and they always saying they don't need this, they don't need that. And don't get me wrong, I do feel like some women, you need to pipe her down some, because it's a way that you talk to a man. It's definitely a way that you talk to a man. You'll want a man to talk a certain way to you, so women is very disrespectful, especially the black women. And I can have a whole bunch of because, why, and all this and that, but I'm not going to even go there. but it's a big disconnect. The black man, from my opinion, the black man is looking for a mama, not necessarily looking for a woman. They're looking for somebody to iron their clothes, to tie their shoes, to hold they when they go to the bathroom, to do everything for them. But they're only willing to financially support her, not emotionally talk to her when she needs to be talked to, not hold her in her vulnerability, when she's vulnerable and in her vulnerable states, not help with the children when it comes to schoolwork or things like that. Now, if she's a stay-at-home mom, and I'm saying that only because it's two different types of, it's actually more than two different types. We're gonna talk about two right now. It's the business corporate woman, and then it's the stay-at-home mom, right? Now, them are two different journeys. But that stay-at-home mom still have a lot of work that she's doing. She has a lot of work. You don't realize what it takes to clean and wash dishes for a family of 5. You don't know what it is unless you did it before, and unless you're doing it. You don't know what it is to iron the clothes, hang them up, prepare dinner, 5-course meal dinner. That's like 3-course meal, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner though. And then still look good, still be able to get to the gym and keep herself tight, right? Still be able to get her hair and nails done, or either do it herself to keep you interested in looking at her as a man. Then also have to pay the counselor, because you also have to be the therapist, for everyone, the children and the husband. That's a lot of responsibility that a woman have that a man just don't give credit to. They feel like, well, that's just a woman's job. So what's the man's job? What's the man's job? And y'all get active in the comments. I'm not bashing again. I'm just telling you, American men has a lot of standards, and you have to be able to offer a little more. And it's not all the way about just financially holding a woman down. With that being said, I'm going to leave that there. My romantic life, don't get me wrong, I have fun. My men are dope in their own way. The reason why I have multiple friends was because they all hold a certain trait that I felt like I needed at the moment. Right now, I guess I would say I'm in remission. I don't want nobody. I'm back on my focus tip and I go through this sometimes, guys, where I go into my hermit mode, and that's why I respect and I love my fellas, because they overstand and they allow me to have these moments where I can go into my hermit mode and come back out with a whole freaking plan that's gonna be able to benefit us all. Um, but I'm now learning to focus on self a little more, because when doing that, you spread yourself so thin. You spread yourself thin, because that's a lot of different energies to keep up with. So again, if the shoe fits, right? The shallowness that becomes behind sometimes having multiple individuals. Myself, like I can say, like, damn, if I was a dude, would I be able to deal with some of the shit I be on? I was like, damn, maybe some of it. But definitely, but that would make me, because I'm a Taurus though, that would make me just be like, let me step up. So no one has actually stepped up and put an actual ring on it. Now, I think because we all in our own stages in life where we have goals, we have plans, and not necessarily, like sometimes we can be a distraction to one another. Have you ever, not tried to be a distraction, but sometimes you're a distraction to a friend or something, only because you might go through something and this person's not at the time. But a friend don't look at it as a distraction. A friend is going to look at it like, okay, well, you need to deal with that. If it's anything I can help while you're going through it, I'm here. Other than that, I'll make sure I give you your time and space so I won't, trigger anything or whatever. But again, if you need me, I'm here. Them are the type of people that I'm used to because I'm also that type of people. I can talk to people a year, 1 year, excuse me, one time a year. And it's like we never miss the beat. And I enjoy individuals like that because they understand that life continues, but even though if you haven't been in contact, you know that I'm still in your prayers. You know that you're still in my prayers. You know that I'm still rooting for you. I'm your biggest cheerleader, just on the back in the background. And so, learning how to navigate between individuals has become a good trait. Only because I was able to learn different love languages and actually experience um, being able to know how to tolerate and know how to delegate and know how to submit and know how to be stern in areas in my life that I needed. So everything's always been a lesson. I've been grateful along all of these experiences. And I skipped a whole bunch of stuff because I'll be on here for a couple of hours. Um, and I'm not trying to be. I just wanted to give a little tidbit about what's been going on these last 7 months. Again, we got the Ribs and Soul Festival. We like this whole every weekend is something popping off. So y'all make sure y'all hit that notification bell because we got a lot of more stuff that's gonna be coming this month, and I'm gonna be putting up some shorts as well. Um, Let me see what else. Um, it's been so much going on that let's get this bag, leave the wrong ones behind. What you say? What I'm eating in my bag, I ain't even see you. I'm eating some fondue salad and also I had me some lentil soup and drinking some hot tea. My bag, y'all. I'm just talking. I did not even see y'all up in here. And D Fox, you already know. You already know. My bad, y'all. See, that's why I wasn't moving all that. But yeah, so overstanding that not everybody's gonna come along. Sometimes you gotta overstand and be okay with that. And trying to force it, you end up hurting yourself. You end up hurting yourself, and I say that because sometimes you can want something for someone else so bad or want others to be a part of what you got going on because you know you're holding on to something tangible, something that can really benefit, multiple families. When you see that and people are not picking up on it, you be like, you know what is wrong with you? So then as you grow, as I grown, I have got an opportunity to see that it's okay to sometimes step through that door yourself. Sometimes you have to not try to squeeze everybody through one doorway, right? That's not gonna work. Only one person can walk through at a time. And not everybody have that vision, not everybody have that umph, not everybody have the heart or the humbleness to get through that door and then come back and reach for those that's at their reach. And not all the time it's going to be the ones that you expect. Sometimes it's going to be a different face. Sometimes it's going to be someone that you never even thought that was going to be there. Sometimes it may be a whole complete stranger. Yeah, that part. So again, if the shoe fits, right? If the shoe fits, put it on. I've cried many, many, many nights because I'm like, why is my family talking about me? Why my family call me this and call me that? Because I don't do what they expect me to do. But I'm not doing anything to harm them neither. It's different if I'm all in my family face like, do this, do that, do this, do that. But I'm not. I'm like, come here. I got something for you. It might be unfamiliar, but come here. They like, get your ass to work. What is wrong with you? But now I'm doing really good for myself. I'm doing really good for myself. And I'm proud of me. So proud of me. But you know what? Family's still talking and trying to be on full. But guess what? That don't stop me. That don't stop me. And the ones that called me friend, sis, should I say, queen, sis, they so full of baloney. A lot of them. But I won't even say full of baloney. I'll say full of themselves. That's where a lot of it is ego. A lot of people work out of ego. Um, and I've learned to be okay with other people having their own lane, and not forcing myself to try to jump in their lane for whatever reason. I got my own lane, focus on my own lane so I can stay focused and get to where I got to get to. If I'm over here worrying about this person and how they handling their vehicle, I'm going to miss out. I'm going to miss out. So I have learned to be okay with everyone that's in my life with their journey. Their journey is their journey, mine is mine, and I'm okay with that. But again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I just came on today for networking after hours just to kick it with y'all a little bit about what's been going on these last couple of months, what to look forward to. I will be, like I say, joining 88.1, only because I'm needing to reach a little farther than what I'm doing on Facebook right now. Um, One of the tips that I do leave with you guys now, if you have any type of platform and you are being an influence on your page or within your networks, you want to make sure that you spread them networks at least 3 different locations. And you can pick it. You can actually get names and numbers because it could be on pen and paper. It don't have to necessarily be within the media world. You can put names and paper, like names, dates, not names, dates, names, numbers, and emails. That way you'll never lose any of your contacts. You can also set you up a Facebook. You can also start your Instagram. You can also do a YouTube, or you can even do a TikTok. TikTok has a whole community over there. And when I say that community, they stick together over there. So again, it's different ways that you can promote yourself, your brand, because you're leaving money on the table if you're not utilizing at least 3 different network streams of income when it comes to building your brand. And that's what my whole existence within this media matrix is about. Again, backstory. I've been into the fashion industry. I've been into the entertainment industry. I've been into the workforce industry, and I am community. So I was able to take all of that and put that into a network. And within that network is so many more of us that is like-minded, like myself, that's wanting to be able to share our experiences, be able to share the knowledge, to be able to teach the next generation to come. Again, it's not all about for me, myself, Miss Dana, the network junkie. I'm here for the babies. For the most part, I'm here for the babies. Us adults, we know everything already. We got it. We been there. We done that. All that stuff, right? Cause you got it. You ain't learning nothing from me, right? Okay, whatever. But these babies, they're our future. So I'm trying to be as careful. I'm gonna be as careful as I can. And I may not show up all the time like I supposed to. I may have my failures some here and there, but there are lessons learned again. As I dream out loud while living this dream, stay connected. Stay connected. There's a lot more to come. Again, be looking for me on 88.1. Guess what? We have under new management coming right before you. And I will still be doing networking after dark. And I actually have my equipment, and I'm about to get back in training. I'm gonna say in training. Jeez, I have not contacted him back, but I will be getting trained on how to utilize my system because I have all my switchboards and everything to be able to host my own network. The only reason why, again, I went to go to get engineered because my game plan was to get trained by my engineer, but it didn't work out like I wanted it to. So I'm gonna pay somebody to train me how to use the equipment that I invested in, which was not a couple of dollars. I invested into some good equipment. So be looking forward to me engineering a few podcasts as well. And then I got a couple manual books that will be coming out, and I will be doing a few festivals this month, and I'll be traveling, so definitely stay connected for that as well. And yeah, we have the No Backpack Left Behind event that's coming up. We have some awesome people that already have donated. I look forward to that. If you have a backpack drive coming up It's no backpacks left behind. It's going to be always a child in need. I'm looking for individuals to help me be able to distribute these backpacks as well for individuals that's in the hospital, individuals that's at-risk centers, that's at homeless centers, that's at adoption centers, and even some college students that may be in need. Please drop their contact. Go over to Third Design Nonprofit and check out our years to come. This is our fifth annual No Backpack Left Behind. The concept is if you have a backpack drive and you have some that's left over, don't sit on them. Don't put them in your closet. Go ahead and donate them to those that's still in need. No backpack left behind. We can find someone that can utilize some supplies. There's no need to collect no dust. Um, Also, during this drive, we will be touching on 4 different topics on some topics that we need to discuss in our urban communities when it comes to this political race, and mainly just educating one another about positioning ourselves. However you choose. Not everybody's into the voting. Not everybody really into the politics. There's a lot of people that is into it and have their own opinion. We're not here for that. We're solely going to be teaching a few lessons to those that's willing to come learn. If you want to know more information, definitely stay in contact with the network group. We'll be sharing everything down that timeline. Today again is Networking Monday. And right now, if the shoe fits, put it on is all I'm saying. It's a lot of business owners that is beefing right now. Stop it. Stop it. We got to unify. It's not worth it. Stop copying individuals. Stop copying and stealing so much. Stop envying one another. Stop backbiting. When you get into it with somebody, don't go start to throw people under the bus. Stop it. You look very weak doing that, guys. We have the women. Stop allowing these men to dictate how we do what we do. Okay, the men need to deal with the men, the women need to deal with the women. We got things that we all need to get together. The reason why we are not unified is because we're worried about the wrong shit, guys. In order to get family back to family, we got to start somewhere. Again, love language is very important. Watch how you talking to one another. I can't talk to you silly and expect you to give me that respect, right? You can't talk to me silly and expect me to give you respect. Again, if I ever, first off, call me. Put me on 3-way. I don't care who you is. If anybody is going around saying that Miss Dana said something, or because it's a lot of, put them on, let's get on the phone, y'all. Y'all can come on live. We can do it all. Nobody, it ain't going to be scripted and none of that stuff. I'm tired of all that crap. Because if I said it to you first. Remember, it ain't never no hoe in me. So if I ever said anything about anybody, it's only because it was true or because it happened or I already said it to you, so don't be mad. What else? I only said that because I've noticed when one person is upset with me, one person is upset, and now they're going around talking shit again. I'll be like, damn, why do people do that? But my thing is, if you believe what somebody said about you, to cut out adults, because, okay, talking to my adults, because we're going to adult today. We're going to be adults today. We're not kids. If somebody said this about you, what did you say? Let's call them then. If you ever had a relationship with a sister, a friend, a cousin, a family member, somebody said something, well, y'all stop being weird and just sitting back there talking behind each other back or subliminally putting messages up, because I'm that one that's going to pillow talk. Because when you try to throw me under the bus, I'm just going to say your truths as well. And I'm okay with my truths. I am okay with my truths. Trust, I'm okay. But be okay with yours before you start talking. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm okay with putting everything out in the open. Are you? How are we healing? How are we truly showing up? I'm okay with all of my imperfections. I'm okay with my achievements. I'm okay with me being soft to some people. Some people think I'm soft because I don't fight like I used to. I don't do that because I'm more peaceful. I'm more peaceful. The reason why is because my health is on the line. That's the bigger portion. That's the bigger picture in my life. If I allow individuals to stress me out, or if I'm sitting here arguing about little things that does not bring anyone any justice. If we're talking about just not wanting to share each other's space, don't share each other's space. If you don't want to be my friend because of what somebody said, don't be my friend. But don't go trying to have other people not be my friend. Now you look weird. Or if you don't want to do business with the individual, don't do business with the individual. Don't go talking about them and making up stuff. If you don't want to be in a relationship with a person, don't be in a relationship with a person. Don't go and try to talk about them behind their back and all that stuff. You look weird. You look weird, guys. If you don't want to build with the individual, stop being in people's face acting like you want to build. That's weird, guys. That's very weird. I don't like weird. Family, stop backbiting one another. Stop the shit. You want to talk about somebody, but then when you get in the family face, you want to act like it ain't never happened. Stop being weird. Stop being weird. Because when you start getting called out, you might not like it. You might not really like it. Because some people can dig way back. You can, but where's the healing at this? When do we truly start to heal? If the shoe fits, put it on. I just reconnected with someone that I know was toxic for me. I know it's toxic. But it's also fun. It's also fun. Again, know the shoes that you put on and be okay with them. Don't let nobody else tell you how to live your life. Live your life comfortably how you choose to. Can't nobody else tell you who you are. You got to be okay with you. And sometimes when you find out who you are, you then will see the change that needs to happen in order to be a better you. And let that be the change that change you to be that better you. Other than that, live your life, live it wholly, live it out loud. Don't be ashamed. Be unapologetically you. And you'll get to know that it's a lot of growth in that. Because as you grow, you will change. When people say you changed, say, whoo, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Only thing I need now is, can I get some garlic sauce to go with it? Appreciate you. Yes, so be okay in all of you. Be okay in all of you. If you a hoe, be the best hoe you can be. You better get your bread though. You a pimp, be the best pimp you can be. You better have your house together. If you a business owner, be the best boss you can be. If you a consumer, consume. I'm just trying to say.
You all
Thank
set
you,
on this here?
yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, so again, show up how you want to show up and don't get upset when other people start to talk about how you showing up. Be like, yep, I'm the baddest. Networking after hours. Your host, the Network Junkie. Pillow Talk. Y'all got to learn a couple new things about me. Most of y'all already knew for real. I will be doing a special thing, guys, because I want to do some power dating. I'm kind of curious about who's all gonna bite. I'm thinking about doing like a out of state type of thing. Like, I don't know, guys. So if y'all got some ideals, like throw them out here. Like maybe we could do like some Zoom dating. The only reason it's just an ideal right now, something fun to do, pass time, and then just to get to know individuals because we're falling short in communicating with one another, and I think that's what we got to start doing again. We got to learn how to start talking to one another again, and then that will make it easier to talk to our mates. That will make it easier to talk to those that's right there in the reach, and sometimes it takes a little guidance to do because we get so used to pointing the fingers at one another about what is not being done and who's not doing what that we forget to remember it. What are we doing? If you truly sit back and look at yourself and say, you have done everything you can in your brand to be successful. If you can look back and say you did everything that you can to be in that relationship, if you can look and say that I have did everything I can to be a good mom and find that you've done you can never do enough, guys. You can never do enough. It's always a new day. It's always room for growth. It's always going to be different obstacles that's going to come about. How do you deal with it? The best advice that I can give you is learn how to deal with your emotions. Your emotions can really fuck you over, excuse my language. It can really mess you over, including myself. Sometimes I get so mad. I get so mad sometimes. because things, I just don't understand why people brain be moving so selfishly. And then I have to look at, sometimes I can be selfish in some ways. So I said, instead of looking at them in their selfish ways, Dana, look at yours and fix you. Fix the person in the mirror before you can go to try to help or even give a blues clues to the next. With that being said, I'm appreciating all the growth. I'm appreciating the lessons. I'm appreciating the blessings. I'm appreciating the doors. When you're valuable, it's gonna always be somebody that wants you. So you don't never gotta worry about being alone, never. And you don't have to never worry about not having the funds and stuff, because if you're a valuable player, it's gonna always be individuals that's gonna be trying to recruit you. So I'm saying that to say, I have so many doors, guys, that was open that I got kind of nervous. I got kind of like, what's going on? Like, what happened overnight? Like, I have big brands reach out, but they reached out to me in my most vulnerable state. I literally just lost, like, I felt like half my world, when I lost all them individuals. And I still don't, I can even feel my head starting to throb just thinking about it still, because I'm still healing. I'm still going through it, guys. And I did not want to damage projects or people, so I didn't have a lot of people around me for this past year or whatever. I've been really, really closed off and really around only a selected few of individuals. And I allowed one new individual. No, the second individual that I allowed in my life, she's been a blessing. But this one individual that I allowed in my life that's a male, I kind of wish I never would have, only because I think it was somewhat a waste of energy. And the reason why I say that, because I thought it was something that it wasn't. This individual was definitely not who he said he was. But no, I can't say that. That's lying. The shoe fits, right? That's lying. I overlooked some things for the fun side of things. And I did have fun. I did. You know what? I did. Kudos. I guess I would say not everybody can be honest, especially in front of others. So sometimes the way that people hurt, they hurt others. So the saying, hurt people, is so true. But also you can combat with love. And in doing so, try not to be bitter, because life is what it is. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're gonna get. So when you get that piece of chocolate and sometimes it got that nasty feeling, spit it out, clean it up, go on to the next. Remember, everything is a lesson. Only wrongs is not learning a lesson behind it. That's the only wrong. Go back in y'all journals, go reflect. If you don't have a journal, start your journal and start your healing process. Healing starts with you. If the shoe fits, put it on. Stop talking about what everybody else is doing wrong and worry about what you're doing right and how you can make your wrongs into a right. Stop. Ain't nobody jealous of you. People always think, like, you jealous. You just, girl, shut the fuck up, nigga. Excuse me. That is not true. Don't nobody want what you got, especially when you out here moving the way that you moving. It's very noticeable. People can see the conceitedness. People can see the envy. People can see the insecurities. People can see the bull that people be on, even though they wear so many masks. They cover it up with Gucci. They cover it up with makeup, with BB, what they call them? BBLs or whatever. I don't know what the hell. The butt lifts and stuff. You covering up, insecurities. I remember a guy was just telling me, "Ooh, if you was to lose your stomach, ooh, you'll be a bad one." I said, "I'm a bad one with this belly. Shut up and give me some loving." And he did. I'm just saying, y'all be out here doing the most. doing the most, and it amazes me on the standards that a lot of people, women and men, have. A woman want a man to make all this money, but only thing she has sometimes is just some ass and some attitude to offer. And it's like, if that's all you got to offer, you gotta know that the type of man that you're gonna get is either gonna be a controller man that wants you to be his, and you better do what he tell you to do, or you gone, because he gonna go to the next one. And they like to get them young because they got the opportunity to mind fuck them easier, you know. Or if you want, you know, a man or a woman that makes a certain amount of money. If you don't, you better have your stuff together because she has standards. She has standards. So one guy that was like, I gotta open the door every time I'm with you. I looked and said, no, you don't. Because I don't have to be with you, baby. You ain't gotta worry about that though, because I won't be there the next time. No, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have standards. You gotta sometimes teach people how to work with you. You know, and sometimes you gotta be willing to also, you know, compromise as well. Because one person told me love is not compromise. You don't have to compromise for love. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I feel like compromise is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a willing thing. If you're willing to do something that's gonna make someone else feel good, if you care for them, I feel like you'll do it. So to me, that's a compromise. Um, or you would try to compromise some type of formula, like, well, I can't do that, but I can do this. You know, or I'm willing to do this, but not quite that. You know, but it's the respect that we have for one another that a lot of us confuse with cockiness or arrogance. When you have certain standards and you just don't let nobody go across the boundaries, family or not. Like I even just had an issue with my own family, and I was like, I don't take nobody yelling and disrespecting me in my home. I don't care, period. Don't care if I'm yelling, shut up and get out. No, but seriously, I just don't take that. And sometimes, you know, like one prime example, it was something that was in my vehicle. My laptop was on the ground. It was on the ground. My laptop that I make money, that I pay my bills with. Like this is where I do my podcast on all that. It's on the floor. Scratches on it. And I had someone my you know, with my vehicle, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Well, you should. Who was in the back? Oh no, this not about to be. No, I'm not about to do that. Don't worry about it. Get my keys. Get my keys. You know, and it was as simple as that. But then people get in their feelings and they say, well, are you so emotionless? I mean, what do you want? I'm not gonna sit up here and fight, scream, and do all of that. I have to contain my own sanity the best way that I know how. That don't mean that it's just the best because it's how I'm doing it. It means it's the best that I know how. If the shoe fits, you know. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all make sure y'all get active in the comments. Let me know where y'all coming from. Again, I'm in Detroit, Michigan. Born and raised, been through some journeys, guys. And as I've been going through this entrepreneurial journey for like the last 13, going on 14 years. Ooh, that was what? October, I think it's 14 years. Well, it'll be 14 years in October. Again, it's been a roller coaster. I have lost a lot of property. I moved around. I got probably about 200 designer pair of shoes in Florida. I got stuff in Atlanta. I got stuff in Kentucky. Well, probably not no more. I hope they got rid of it by now. But yeah, I lost a lot of footage. I have a lot of documents and blueprints that I've gathered from businesses, from classes. I took a lot of free courses, guys. When I say free courses that cost $800. Some of them cost $2,000. You know, how I got there just by being genuine, being authentic, showing up, volunteering, offering human hours, helping out of a friend and a friend telling another friend, hey, you want to work with this individual. You want to, might want to talk to her because she's doing this or she's doing that. Oops, excuse me, I'm not trying to get people all in the camera. But yeah, so again, I'm grateful for all of the experiences that I have been through, and I got some clues for y'all. I got some really good blueprints that I've been putting together, not knowing that I was putting it together for y'all, but I have put it together for you guys, and I look forward to being able to display this. Y'all be looking out for my Amazon store. I do have my Amazon store now. I actually got approved for that, and the network is doing some powerful things. We have some powerful networks, and guess what? It's some more brands that's coming out, and I may even be selling my brand. Go figure, right? You just never know how big and how little a thing can be until you do it. Don't be afraid of stepping out. No matter how everybody think that you're crazy. What are you doing? All you do is online. All you do is this. All you do is that. That's gonna make me crack up, y'all. I can't see. I can't look at that. But sometimes you gotta look like I guess a buffoon, in front of individuals. Only because you gotta be okay with you first. You gotta truly be okay in your own skin. So sometimes you don't necessarily know what that looks like. So the trial and error with I'm starting this brand, I'm starting this business, I started that, I started this. Okay, well this is what I learned from this. Okay, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna transfer that skill over to this. Then I'm gonna take that and okay, I need to kind of whip up a little more because I got a couple little bugs in there, and then boom, finished product. So y'all stay tuned to see the finished product. Y'all know your girl, the network junkie, is gonna always keep you updated to the latest what's happening, and what's happening right now is I'm dreaming out loud while living the dream. Networking after hours. I just gave a little story time. That's what I was feeling like today. That's what I was feeling like today. And again, to everybody that's taking this entrepreneurial journey, if you are an entertainer, if you are a model, designer, excuse me, you have a nonprofit or you in a community, you have a business, keep doing what you're doing. Understand sometimes things have to be changed. You have to adjust things. Sometimes your paperwork, your approach sometimes have to be softer. Sometimes have to be stronger. Sometimes you need to get rid of certain people and bring forth new people because sometimes old habits just don't bring forth new habits that's going to be able to where everyone can benefit. Sometimes we got to stop thinking just about self. Oh, well, I don't need this, so I'm not gonna worry about that. No, if you're working on a bigger scale of a project, you got to think about everybody. It's not just what that one person or what that one group needs. And if that is your focus, make sure that it's focused on that one group, and that's your whole, approach when it comes into marketing and setting up your brand and everything. Remember, your brand is not just the logo. It's not just your face. Your brand is your lifestyle. Okay, so people should know when they think of your brand, they should think immediately of you. So when somebody say hair, they should automatically think, oh, I need to go to such and such. When somebody say branding, boom, you should think about such and such. When somebody say podcast, boom, that's what they should think of. So again, your brand is your livelihood. How are you showing up? How do you show up? Do you half-ass your own brand? If you half-ass your own brand, other people is going to half-ass it too. So understand that energy that you're giving out is going to be that energy that you get back. Not everybody's going to appreciate your delivery. Not everybody appreciate my delivery. Some people say I cuss too much. Some people say I'm too ghetto. Some people say I'm too nice. Some people say, girl, who you think you is? Some people say, I love you. So it's always going to be different individuals that's going to feed off of you in different ways. Be okay with that. Be okay with not being liked by a lot of people. That's the first thing you want to know. In business, outside of being a media personality and all of that, understand as soon as you start your brand and your business, you're going to automatically gain instant haters. Why? Because it's individuals that did not have enough courage as you did to start your journey. So keep it up. Don't let nobody stop you from this journey. Gang, live it up. You know who it is. It's your girl, the network junkie, which is going to always keep you updated to the latest what's happening. And what's happening right now is I'm steady dreaming out loud while living a dream. Stay in contact because there's more to come. You already know. the Network Junkie. And if you want to purchase the new merch, go over to my website. That's Da.Network Go check out our videos, go check out our upcoming events, and just go like and subscribe also to my YouTube page. And go follow on all social media networks. Why? Because it only makes sense. Okay, until next time.